First fight of the night, we have, it's going to be a tough one to pronounce, Khizriev versus Henrique Shiguemoto. Uh, Khizriev is 30 years old. He's 5'10". He's fighting out of Russia. He's currently 12-0 as a professional. He comes out. He's a very fast starter. He's got some decent kicks. He's got when he's on top. He's got he's all over you. He doesn't let you up. He's got some very good ground and pound, some solid wrestling. He's a bit wild at times. He's throwing some flashy stuff just to get you to the ground to get the wrestling going. Being that he's 30 years old, it's kind of interesting. And this fight in general, I'm just going to go to in general. It's having two 30-year-olds fighting Contender Series is awfully old, especially at middleweight. So these guys are going to have to get moving, especially if they want to be in the UFC and do anything impactful. Then you got Henrique Shiguemoto on the other end. He's 5'11". He's from Japan. He's 13-3-1. He's very physically strong. He's got a good overhand right, some heavy leg kicks, and got some good kicks to the body. But on the some things that are wrong with him, he's very flat-footed. He's kind of stiff at times, and he can be very hittable. Um, if overall, as for this fight, what are the current odds right on this fight? I believe um, Khizriev is a minus 355 favorite, with Shiguemoto being the underdog. Um, right now, I'm leaning Khizriev to win this fight. I think his skill set is going to be too much. I think for how fast he is he's going to end up getting on top and controlling the fight. And yeah, that's it for this fight. I'm just going to tell you now, most of the lines on this card are very far apart except for two. Um, So, as far as betting most of this card, it's probably going to be a pass as a whole. There's one fight I'm somewhat targeting, but we'll get to that one next. Next fight of the night, we got Mana Martinez versus Drako Rodriguez. Mana Martinez is 24 years old. He's 5'9". He fights at a Metro Fight Club in Houston, Texas, and he has a 6-1 record. Um, Mana, he's got some really solid knockout power. He does, he goes to the body head very well. He's a good counter striker, pretty decent output, and he's got some decent leg kicks. But the biggest, concerns with him is he's not very good defensively, grappling wise. He doesn't have very good takedown defense, and when he's on his back, he kind of lacks at times. Where you got Drago Rodriguez on the other hand, he's 24 years old. He's 5'9". He's 6-1 as a professional. He's got some very good grappling. He's well rounded. He's light on his feet. He's able to move around, and if he's able to, if you try to go in on a takedown on him, he's gonna probably gonna try to put you in a guillotine. He's very slick, and some things that worry me about Rodriguez is he doesn't deal well with pressure and guys in his face, and his takedown defense needs a little work. It's improving, but it is what it is. Um, I honestly think, in the first round, it's going to be a little bit dangerous for, Rodriguez. I think Mano's going to come out and possibly put a little pressure on him. But I think the longer this fight goes, the more it favors Rodriguez. And I think his grinding style will be too much. And I think Rodriguez, is going to get the victory here, possibly via submission or ground and pound. The line on this fight right now, I believe, is Mana is a 115 favorite, and Rodriguez is minus 105. I've seen on some books Rodriguez was the bigger or on like a plus 110, plus 105 underdog. If you could find him at plus money, I think it's worth the stab at the at that odds. And if you get him at plus odds, wait, potentially the line could flip, and you might get Mana at what's called plus odds. So it might not be a bad thing to kind of get play both sides, get some free money. But my play here is Drago Rodriguez. Next fight of the night, you got Phil Hawes versus, I'm not going to bother pronouncing the first name. It is Bestaev as his last name. Hawes is 31 years old. He's 6 feet tall. He's 7-2 as a pro. He's super athletic. He's got some really good, leg kicks, power in both hands, excellent on the ground. If he does get you down, he's got big, ground and pound. Um, he's got some excellent wrestling. You know, comes out guns blazing most of the time. And on the feet, he's got a good jab too, and an overhand right. So you got to be careful everywhere this guy takes you. Um, some things to worry about with Phil is he's got some questionable striking defense, and after round one, he starts to drain a little bit. His cardio's somewhat suspect. I think he'll be doing okay for this fight, but we'll see how that goes. Then you got Bestaev. He's 32 years old, 6'6", and he's 10-3 as a pro, and he's fighting at an AKA. Um, as you could tell, there is a huge size difference in this fight. 6'6" versus 6'10", and if you see it at weigh-ins, we could definitely tell the difference in this fight. Bestiev is a fast starter. He's got a dangerous guillotine and he's got some good knees, but he's also, he doesn't have very good takedown defense. He's lost when he gets taken down. He keeps his hands low, but then the thing is, his cardio's low. The odds on this fight are currently, where are we? Hawes is a minus 510 favorite, and Bestiev is coming in at a plus 405 underdog. Um, this fight's kind of a no-brainer for the most part. They both, are have bad cardio, so that could be an issue. But for the most part, I think this is going to be Hawes's fight to all day to win. He's probably going to take him down. I don't know what the odds are for inside the distance at the moment, but it might be something you might want to look into. Um, and I think Hawes is minus 510 is a little too far. Again, as I said previously, but if you want to parlay him, he's probably someone you could use as a parlay in a lot of your bets. Next fight of the night, we got Cameron Church versus Sherrard Blackledge. Church is 29 years old. He's 5'10", and he's 4-0 as a professional. Church, comes out fast guarder, super aggressive, loves throwing the kicks. He's got a super fast right hand. He's good in the pocket and the clinch. He's able to throw a lot of dirty boxing, and he knows how to use movement in the cage to cut off his opponents and really put his presence known and take control of the ring. Some things he does lack on is takedown defense. He throws some wild kicks at times, and doesn't throw them with any purposeful intention. And what's called, and he does have some questionable submission defense. Blackledge, on the other hand, is 27 years old, 5'11", fights at a syndicate MMA, and he's 4-0 as a professional. Blackledge has got some super sharp hands. He's very accurate striker, good boxing skills.